So elite men want to talk about this, right? There's a lot of people talking about trying to be elite, but very few of them have ever reached that status of elite, right? This is one of the biggest things for me because I want men to be elite, but I actually know what it takes to get there. And men that really want to show up for themselves, that is where the elite mindset starts. The men that want to be like, hey, I have a bigger fucking reason for this. And it's because the fact that I know that I can be better than 99% of people out there, right? That is being elite. It's getting to a different standard, realizing that you have a different level to tap into, that everything that you do, there is no rest until you are at the pinnacle of where you can be at in that event or in that situation. That's where elite gets to be. But elite is earned. It is constantly practiced and harnessed. So men that want to talk about being elite and have never been there are not somebody that could ever get you to the point of being elite. It's not a mindset they even understand. It's a hashtag they want to talk about. But there are a lot of men out there that have the capability of being elite with the right person coaching them, with the right people mentoring them and guiding them. But the first question you have to really ask yourself to be elite is, do you fucking want it? Because elite's not an easy standard. I mean, it is not an easy standard. These are the upper echelons of everything you've ever seen, done, and heard of in your life. These are the people, men and women, who gut and grind out everything that they do in their lives because they know that even good isn't good enough. Now, this isn't beating yourself up. That's a different thing, right? Elite doesn't mean you kick the shit out of yourself mentally. It just means that you know there's an extra level to tap into, but you got to push yourself to the point, to the brink of everything you know about yourself if you're truly going to try to be elite in life. And you got to challenge yourself every fucking time you step out of bed. You got to challenge yourself every day. Now, whether that's challenging yourself to read more, if you're expanding on your knowledge and want to be somebody who has an elite mindset around different things that they know and intellect, right? Or if you're physically pushing yourself to do OCRs or any type of competitive style of racing or competition in sports, any of that shit. It's pushing yourself physically every day to making sure that you can reach a different level. Because until you push up against the brink, the threshold of what you know about yourself, you never know what you're capable of. Because then once you find out where you're at, your level's at, then you can start pushing past that. That's how elite gets built. It's because you progressively take a step-by-step action that pushes past the brink of where you thought you were and continues to move the fucking bar, right? It moves that post, that goalpost for you every single time. So you end up raising the ceiling of what you're capable of. Now, obviously, you guys know this, is that it's YouTube, and everything I do is I want to give tools for how to progressively get this way. But the first step you have to realize, if you're doing anything, I don't care if you're a young boy watching this and you're looking to be an elite athlete or an elite scholar or an elite businessman, I don't give a shit. You have to realize the first thing is that elite is earned. It takes every single ounce of you every day. When I was in Ranger Battalion, I did not sit around and wait for elite to come to me. That doesn't work that way. I had to get up every day and work at it. Now, granted, a lot of the early days I was forced to work at it because I had sergeants over me and I was being brought out every day to go do the work, regardless of whether I was hurting or not hurting. But you guess, well, I won't say you guess what, but you know something, is that separately from that, when I started to gain my legs under me and started to really get into that pedigree of being part of an elite unit, I was going to the gym on my own 3 times a day. I was going with my buddy Venikov. We were hopping into the gym 2, 3, 4 times a day. That was of my own accord, because elite doesn't just do things once and then think that it's good. And if they do it once, the bar is so fucking high that when they're doing that thing one time, it's at a very, very, very high level. And that is where we find the power of being elite. That's the second piece to this. One, it needs to be earned. And two, it takes you of your own accord to do stuff. Nobody's going to grab your hand and bring you out and make you do things day in and day out. You have to take the initiative if you're going to be elite. That is where you get that power. Nobody does that shit for you. You have to wake up and set a standard for yourself every single day. You have to wake up and set a process and have progress measured every single day. Elite does not get handed, guys. It does not just fall in your lap. People aren't born elite. I 100% promise you. Now, people are gifted. People like LeBron James, right? Love him or hate him, he is a gifted human being, and he was given the ability to tap into those gifts, but he became elite because of his mindset in basketball. You look at some of the teams he won championships with, probably not teams that would have won any championship had they not had LeBron James. But that's the whole point of this. Elite is a different standard. People can be gifted, they are not given elite. And if you would look at some of the guys that were in some of the elite units, from SEALs to Rangers to Force to all these different special operations units, there are guys that you would not expect to be elite, but they have something very different. They have a mindset. That is what separates them. They have a will. That is what separates them. They don't understand the word quit. That is what separates them. They may not be physical specimens. They may not even be somebody who hits the gym as much as like I did in the military. But guess what? They still had a similar mindset. They didn't allow themselves to be defeated. They knew that there was a standard set because there was a lot riding on who they showed up as, because there were people to their left and right. And if you're truly being elite, again, especially for men right now, you want to talk about I'm a good father, or you want to talk about I'm a good husband. Really? How much time have you put into training that? Or do you just think it comes naturally to you? You're probably average, maybe a little bit above average, but you're goddamn not elite. And that is the serious conversation there, or that at least is the conversation men need to start having with themselves. You're starting to set a higher standard for who you are as a husband, as a father, as a friend, as a sibling. You gotta start investing in that mindset of being elite. And what does that look like on the level of just everyday life? Well, are you reading books on communication? Are you taking courses in communication or emotional intelligence? Or getting into conversations, initiating conversations with the people in your lives that you're saying that you're elite to them? Are you taking extra care and extra time to be with the kids? And then are you growing them to be functioning adults? Or are you growing them to be fucking robots in society, programmed by media and programmed by the school system? Are you giving them the ability to critically think? Are you being a mentor and a leader to them? That is elite, guys. Elite isn't just sitting back and thinking that the world or these kids are going to take care of themselves. It is showing them It is showing up, and it is showing yourself that you consistently have to train these tools so that you can show up as a better person. And when you struggle to be that person, that becomes the limitations in which you got to start pushing yourself past. There's a reason why you're struggling there. And it becomes the question of, are you going to allow that limitation to dictate the way that you are in those relationships, just being average or above average? Or are you going to say, I could do so much fucking better? How can I do better? What are some things that can improve me? What can I take the initiative on that's going to grow me, make me progress, help me to show up as more of a leader, as more of somebody who these people look up to, as a mentor, a guide, somebody who's involved, somebody who's going the extra mile for the people that they claim they love, right? That is the way that we become elite. And the last piece is for your own mindset. Guys, average isn't good enough. Being elite takes you working on yourself day in and day out. Practicing tools that you gain from people that you're listening to. Gathering tools and applying them from books that you're reading. Following people who are giving good insight to how to live a healthy life, and then incorporating that in your daily routines. Challenging your own mindset, writing down things, questioning. Pushing the envelope, allowing yourself to expand in your abilities to do anything. Not staying in the myopic view of what you already know. That's not being elite. So for all you guys out there that truly do want to be elite and are looking at that, make sure that you guys are taking it serious and setting a standard before anything else, and understand that you have to earn that standard every day. If the standard is you just show the fuck up, you're not going to be elite. I promise you. That's not how it works. And that's just not what it is. But if you're setting a standard that you're fighting to meet every single day, then you can be elite. And if you're ready for it, at the end of this video, just go ahead, go over to my website. You can shoot me a message there, and you can work with me on how to get elite. But the standard has to be set, and the bar has to continue to move up higher and higher and higher. That's how we go. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys are fired up to be elite. It is something special to know that you have a different level to you than other people. There's not very many people that can classify themselves as elite. So step foot into that, own it. And just remember, you always have to start somewhere. It just takes work to continue to build from there. All right, guys.